Hi, I'm Melissa and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I've been vegan for 10 years and a few years ago, I started following a low-fat vegan diet and lost over 30 pounds. And I help other people do the same. My specialty is keeping it simple, focusing on non-fancy, easy-to-make meals that don't require a lot of time or ingredients. If you were to make just one change that would result in the most effective weight loss without having to count calories or eat tiny portions of food that leave you feeling hungry and make you want to binge on junk afterward, it would be this: eat more wet starch. In fact, the bulk of your meals should be wet starch. Wet starch meaning starches that absorb water and steam when cooked, like baked potatoes, boiled potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, oatmeal, quinoa, barley, millet, etc. This is so counterintuitive for several reasons, and I'm going to debunk some of those reasons now. Also, all the meals shown in this video contain wet starch, so if you need some meal inspiration, hopefully these give you some ideas to get you started. So starch, aka carbohydrates, have sort of a bad reputation when it comes to dieting. You only have to turn on the TV to hear characters in movies and TV shows say that they don't eat potatoes or pasta because carbs make them gain weight. We hear this time and time again: carbs are bad. It's been perpetuated for the last few decades, maybe longer. This idea has been pushed on us, but is it really true? Carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram, whereas fat has 9 calories per gram. Let's look at a specific wet starch for an example, like mashed potatoes without any added fat like butter or oil. They're only 350 calories per pound, so that's like a big plateful. So part of what makes these wet starches so satiating while still being an ideal weight loss food is that they contain a high amount of water and a high amount of fiber. There are no calories in either water or fiber, but they work to bulk up the food, making you feel full. There's a satiety connection between your stomach and brain called stretch receptors, meaning when your stomach gets stretched out to a certain point, there are receptors that tell your brain you're full and that you don't need to eat anymore. And it shuts off the hunger drive so you feel full and you put your fork down. Now, let's say you eat 2 pounds of these mashed potatoes, which are 350 calories per pound. That's 700 calories you've just consumed. These are a low calorie density food. They're high in volume, meaning you can eat a very large plateful but not be consuming a very high amount of calories. So even if you drizzled on some sugar-free ketchup to make the meal tastier, you still aren't consuming very many calories, considering how large the plate of food is. So hopefully this is making sense. My point is, when you eat these wet starches, you can eat until you're comfortably full and lose weight without even having to worry about counting calories. Now, add some broccoli to your plate, which is only 154 calories per pound, even lower calorie density than potatoes, and now you've lowered the overall calorie density of that meal even more. And this is not to say that you need to only eat potatoes and greens. You can make pasta dishes, chilies, veggie burgers, rice bowls, etc., and still lose weight. But the key is to really focus on increasing the wet starch you consume. Potatoes in particular are so satiating that you'll be less likely to binge and overeat on processed junk food because you'll be so full from your meals. It takes time to experiment with this way of eating, but once you find 3 to 5 wet starch-based dishes that you really enjoy and are easy to make, you're good to go, and you should start to see half a pound to 1 pound of fat loss per week if you have at least 20 pounds to lose. If you really want to see results, pair this one change with also giving up oil. Giving up vegetable oils, which are almost 4,000 calories per pound, in combination with increasing your wet starch consumption, will definitely boost your fat loss. If you want to learn more about this, I highly recommend Dr. Doug Lisle's webinars with Chef AJ. He also has some really great ones from about 3 years ago with Gustavo Tolosa. I will put some links in the description for you to check out. These videos are like a gold mine. I have learned so much from Dr. Lisle. I can't even begin to explain how it's changed my life for the better. Next, I recommend the books The Starch Solution and Dr. McDougall's book, The McDougall Program for Maximum Weight Loss. Also, I have a playlist on my YouTube channel from the 30-day weight loss challenge that I recently hosted, where I uploaded a video every day for 30 days. It's free, and you can refer back to those videos for meal inspiration or motivational tips and ideas at any time. Remember, you don't have to get it perfect on the first try. Just start with one starch-based meal, like a potato-based veggie soup or a rice and veggie bowl with some beans for protein. Don't worry about getting it right or messing it up. Just take it one meal at a time and be kind and loving to yourself. You're going to learn as you go and tweak things and change things, and that's all part of the process. You're doing the best you can.